Here are 5 things to consider when thinking about a third-party management company. Here are some insights from Michael Baillargeon, Senior Vice President of Operations with StoreSpace Self-Storage.
You really want to ask some questions of the manager about their current performance, same store results. Some of them will have financial reporting, the good ones will, that they can provide for you to give you some examples of what they're actually doing right now to make sure that trues up with the performance they're promising. If they're producing 5% year-over-year revenue growth at their current stores and promising you 25% growth, that's a spot for a question. You can save yourself some real heartburn later on. Second is integrity, and you really want to make sure that your partner. It's hard to prove it up front, but really look for warning signs. Make sure that they're not over promising. And the third item is actually that scale. So partners almost never ask these questions, but these are some other questions they should ask. How many account managers do you have in your third-party team? Who will I be talking to? Do I have a district manager I should be talking to? Will I be one of how many partners talking to the portfolio or relationship manager? How much time do I get in a month? Sometimes partners ask that after the fact, and it's occasionally disappointing at some of the larger houses. That can be a very small amount of time. And quite frankly, if I've invested millions of dollars in years of my life in developing a property, sometimes I want more than 30 minutes a month to find out what's going on with that store. And finally is really a kind of innovation. What is that manager doing in the space right now to drive revenue and control cost? Sounds like a simple equation, but we're in an age of technology. There's touchless rentals, there's kiosks, there's managerless stores, there's 24-hour call centers in some cases, there's in-house call centers. What is that management company doing that is going to better guarantee performance over time? I think what really differentiates a lot of companies, one, track record. So we should look at the track record. Are they doing what they say they're going to do? And two is technology. And I think that's where some companies are really kind of starting to separate from the pack is that tech piece. An honest management company will tell you to make this a profitable endeavor for them. And end of the day, it has to be profitable not only for the owner, but also for the management company. Typically, you need a few years to really make it profitable. But some blind spots, how is that manager going to keep you in that 5-year deal? So when you're looking at that management agreement, look really closely at the termination language. You never want to go into it thinking you're going to terminate, but you should always know, is the manager intending to keep me in this agreement because there are harsh penalties when I get out or when I want out? They should be all about the relationship and keeping you happy as a partner. Doesn't mean they're always going to do everything you want. That's really what they're there for sometimes, is to do the right thing for your store, not what you want for your store. That's why they manage it. First one is the management company that never pushes back. Your management company should be a partner to you. If they're just doing what you tell them, they're really not adding any value. It's something that I often emphasize with partners, because I have partners come in and say they're talking to one of the REITs, is look, it's a conflict of interest for them to third-party manage. I mean, if they have shareholders to whom they have a fiduciary responsibility, that is their primary fiduciary responsibility. You are secondary, if not tertiary. So what they do is always has to be in the interests of their shareholders before anything else. So if your interests conflict with those, you're going to lose. And that's a problem oftentimes with larger management companies. Owners, take your time when evaluating third-party managers. Sometimes you have to make a quick choice. I would say ask questions, have a few conversations, make sure you get a good feel for your third-party manager choice before you select one. You're going to be in a long-term relationship with them. You probably want to make sure you make a careful, studied choice. And two, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times. Lenders often like the bigger management companies, the REITs. They're a safer choice. I would say it's exactly the opposite. And it wouldn't be the first time that I've thought a lender was totally wrong and should stay out of storage. Bigger in storage is not better. It's not safer. It's a conflict of interest.